Hey y'all, here are your May 5. We have thread the needle, thoracic rotation exercise. We have a floor adductor strength move, a single leg deadlift, a shoulder shrug, and your Cobra is your stretch. And so a foam roller or something to help you balance, a dining chair, might come in handy for your deadlift. And then you'll need 2 medium to heavy-ish weights for your shrug. And you may actually use your roller for this thread the needle move. I'll show how you can use it. Come on to hands and knees. Get organized so you're really long from your head to your tail. So I don't want to curl up like a pill bug. As I move, I want to keep my hips over my knee and my head pushing out that way. I'm going to stretch my right arm as high as I can to the ceiling, opening my chest, squeezing my shoulder blade in. So this is my rib cage rolling open. As I reach through, if you've got the roller or some sliders, you could slide your arm. Oh, that feels good. So I'm trying to avoid curling up, shrinking up. Think of a little turtle coming out of your shell the whole time. Turtle, reaching your head along. We'll do 5 of these guys. This is number 2. Inhale, reach, push the floor away. Exhale, stretch. Here's what it looks like from the front without the roller. Stretch, 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 and reach. So I'm doing a spine twist, trying to keep that length in my spine. That was 5, I think. Yeah, I was talking and counting. We're switching to side number 2. Stretch your left arm. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Reach your arm. You might even be able to get your shoulder on the ground. Stretch, push the floor away. Push your head to the far wall and then reach. If this doesn't feel good on your knees, you could do this whole move from seated. You could do the same arm movement, thoracic rotation, seated in a chair or standing. I was talking and counting. Oh, do we got 1 left? Let's say we got 1. Stretch and reach. Okay, this floor adductor move. These are your adductors, inner thighs. Often they can become weak and or tight. And so this is a move to strengthen them. And this is organization. I'm putting this in our organization category because it's a tiny little move, but it's challenging. So I'll do with you right now. Button your vest, pull your ribs down. I'm trying to stay squared so I'm not twisting or sinking as I lift. And then all I'm going to do, it doesn't look like much, but I've got my knee going straight out from my hip, I should say that. So it's not in front of me, but straight down the mat. I'm going to push this knee hard into the floor. Maybe I lift my hip off the ground and hold for just a second. Slowly lower down. So my hip, you can't see really on this video, my hip is leaving the ground. That's 1. We're going to do 4 more. Push up, push down into your elbow. And then you can reposition. If this doesn't feel great on your elbow, sit up a little bit, push up. You might not even get off the ground with your hip on your first try. Yeah, we got 2 to go. Push up. If this feels easy, you could lift your front leg. Oh man, last one. Push your knee down, maybe lift your front leg. Okay, that's enough of that. We're going to the other side. So I'm strengthening all these muscles in my inner thigh, which is part of your pelvic floor. So if you've had any pelvic floor stuff, if you've had a baby, if you've had a back surgery, this is a really good one to do, but take it easy. Easy does it. Button your vest, broad shoulders, push straight down into the floor with your knee, lift and hold. Breathe. So if you have shoulder issues and you don't want to be in this position, come up onto your hand, or I can show you some other moves that to get this same effect of strengthening your adductors without being down here. So give me a call. Okay, I'm going to try lifting my front leg. You ready? Let's do it together. Lift your hip. Lift your front leg. Last one. Lift your hip. Maybe lift your front leg. Woo, that was organization, but I'm sweating just from doing that. Let me show this version using this is your single leg deadlift, using your roller, or you can hold onto the wall. You're in this parallel position, meaning knees and toes point straight ahead. Shift all of your weight over to your left leg and start to hinge forward as you slide your right leg back. Now see how I'm making a straight line from my ear, shoulder, hip, knee, ankle. So I don't want to go torso first, then my leg lifts. Yeah, I'm firming everything up so that I'm all one piece. Let's do 5. Hinge forward to some degree. Stand up, all one piece. 4, hinging forward. Back toes point straight to the ground. 3, hinging forward. So what I feel is a big stretch and work down the back of my butt and the back of my leg on my standing leg. Here comes your last one. I'm going to turn to the front to show side number 2. So we're baby stepping into our single leg parallel deadlift. Now I'm standing on my other leg, side number 2. Organize your torso. Brace your core. Maybe put this arm here to help you feel that straight line so that as you hinge forward, your leg goes back, all one piece. Hingy. Stand up, that's 1. Hingy, I'm trying to avoid twisting or hiking my hip, that's 2. Hinging, doesn't have to be a real big move. That's 3. And this feels like work for that standing hip, butt, hamstring. Here comes your last one. So do get something to hold on to for this first one, especially if you're new to this move. You might just do that version today, that balance version. So my hope is that by the end of the month, you can work up to holding weights, either one weight in one hand or both hands holding a weight. And this actually does help you balance, to weight your arms a little bit. So same exact move. Now my weights are going to go straight down. They're not going to swing forward. I'm going to slide one leg back. Weights come closer to the ground, shoulders back and down. We're going to do 10 really slow. Stand up. Hinging forward. You decide how far forward you're going. Stand up. So this feels like more work for my hamstring. That's 3. It definitely makes this a different move when you add weight. Here's 4. Hinging forward. I'm using my shoulders to keep my weights from pulling my arms and shoulders forward. That's 5. We got 5 to go, nice and slow. Turn to the front. Same exact thing. I just did a half a turn. 5 to go. Last 4. Hingy. Last 3. Doesn't have to be a real big move. Last 2. Last 1. So what could go south? Take a little rest for a second. I see this a lot. Your legs starting to migrate to the side. I see what I was talking about earlier where you kind of let your torso go and then your leg goes. So I really got to think all of this stuff is working. Okay, let's go side number 2. Second leg, 10 of these, hinging forward like a little birdie on the desk with one leg kicked back. And you can bend your standing knee. I didn't say that on the first round, did I? 10 of these, guys. 2. 3. Let me turn to the side and show what that looks like when you soften your standing knee. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. Last one. So what's going to determine how far forward I go? Partly your hip mobility, because you're basically doing this from standing. So if your hips and hammies are tight, you're not going to get very far. But you do these a couple times a week throughout the month. By the end of the month, you'll be able to get closer to the ground, keeping everything organized. Okay, this shrug's a nice follow-up to that. We already got our weights. Lift and lower your shoulders. Sliding your arms straight up, straight down. So I'm temporarily tightening my neck and shoulders. That's 3. I'm going to turn to the side to show you what I mean by straight up and down. Here's 4. So I'm not swinging my weights forward and back. Here's 5. Ribs are heavy. 6. My whole body's working. I'm pushing my feet into the ground. 7. This is really good for, here's 8. If you have tight neck and shoulders, 9. They may also be weak. There's 10. So I've talked about this a little bit in some of our classes and with some of y'all one-on-one. If these muscles are always sort of half contracted, it feels tight, it feels stiff. So I can take them into a full contraction and then full release and get that feeling in my brain of what that feels like to totally have a relaxed neck. So that's why we're doing this muscle. If you're like, why do I got to strengthen this muscle? It's already tight. My neck is already tight. But is it tight because it's chronically demi-contracted, or is it tight because it's weak? Yeah. Okay, so try those shrugs a couple times this week and then report back to me if that feels like it gives you any more length or more relaxation in your neck and shoulders. Okay, we're doing our Cobra for our final stretch. Come onto the floor on your belly. If you're not comfortable laying on the floor today, you can go to the wall and do the same move, lifting your chest to the ceiling. But from the floor, it looks like this. Take a big inhale. Decide where you want your hands. They might be pretty close to your shoulder if that feels comfortable. Roll your marble away with your nose. Inhale, try to lengthen up and out the top of your head. Shine your ruby necklace. Come on down. So we'll come up and down for 5 and then we'll hold. And you can experiment with where your hands go. Lengthen up. Lengthen your back of your neck. Slowly coming down. You might take your arms a little more forward. Find the sweet spot that feels nice on your neck and shoulders. That's 3. Trying to let my whole spine move sequentially. Here's 4. Roll your marble away. Head, neck, shoulders, upper back extension. This last one we're going to hold. I'm going to snuggle my arms in kind of close for this last one. Push your forearms down, push your hands down. Now you could stay here. You could do a little left and right with your head. You could do a little circle, whatever feels good. Breathe. You could look over one shoulder and give a little twist. Okay, so we had our thread the needle, that adductor exercise, your single leg deadlift, your shrug, and your Cobra. And then again, if you're doing these as your strength program this week, cycle through this 2 or 3 times. See if you can get to doing 8 to 10 reps of your strength moves, 2 or 3 rounds each time you do these. And then if you do feel like you're getting stronger, you're able to lift heavier weights, why don't you send me a little email and let me know? I'd love to hear from you. See you soon.